I thought the previous tenant was just messy until I found the tally marks inside the kitchen cabinets. 72 lines, scratched deep into the dark wood where no guest would ever see them. I moved into this apartment because it was cheap, renovated, and suspiciously quiet, but the silence started to feel heavy, like it was holding its breath. The smart doorbell was the first thing that glitched. Every night at exactly 3:14 a.m., my phone buzzed with a notification. Visitor detected. I would check the live feed, staring at the grainy black and white image of my empty porch. Nothing moved but the swaying of the oak tree and the distant glow of a street lamp. I checked the sensitivity settings and wiped the lens, but the notifications kept coming every single night. One Tuesday, I decided to stay up. I sat by the door, my hand trembling on the handle, waiting for the clock to turn. When the alert pinged, I ripped the door open. The porch was cold and vacant, but as I stood there in the silence, I heard it. A soft, rhythmic clicking coming from beneath my feet, not from the street, but from the floorboards. I pulled up the carpet in the hallway the next morning. Beneath the modern laminate, I found a heavy wooden hatch I had never noticed. It was bolted from the outside. My heart hammered against my ribs like a trapped bird. I fetched a crowbar and pried it open. The wood groaned and splintered, releasing a scent of damp earth and stale copper. I shined my flashlight into the dark. It was not just a crawl space. It was a living room. There was a thin mattress, stacks of canned food, and a small monitor hooked up to a tangle of wires. My breath hitched when I saw the screen. The monitor was split into 4 feeds. One showed my bedroom, one showed the bathroom, the third showed the kitchen cabinets, and the fourth? It was a direct feed from my own smart doorbell, but the camera had been re-angled. It was not looking at the porch anymore. It was pointed through a hole in the floorboards, aimed directly at the hallway where I stood every morning. The clicking started again. A man stepped into the beam of my flashlight from the shadows. He was thin, pale, and wearing my old college sweatshirt, the one I thought I had lost in the move. He did not run. He just smiled. I scrambled back, locked myself in the bathroom, and dialed the police. They arrived in minutes and dragged him out of the hole. The officers told me he was the landlord's brother, a man who had been living there for all 72 days I had been in the apartment. I moved out that night, leaving everything behind. I realized then that the doorbell was not glitching at 3:14 a.m. It was notifying him that I had finally fallen into a deep sleep.